I got a question from audience member here. As a pediatrician, I'm very worried about immigration orphans by the thousands created by current immigration policies. What will you do for immigrant families living in fear? And I had a couple other related questions, from the committees. I'd like to start with you, Attorney General, if we could. What would you do to help these immigrant families feel safe, feel confident and comfortable as part of the community?
Sure. Well, it starts, as I saw again, with the work we did in the District Attorney's Office and the Attorney General's Office with victims, making sure that they had no fear coming forward, being treated fairly, treating defendants fairly in court, making sure that we had cultural competency. We had victim witness advocates who spoke Cambodian, who were able to speak to those people who were here who found themselves either as victims or as defendants. As Attorney General, we have never ever looked at the status of people. If they have worked a day's pay, if they have worked, they should get that day's pay. And we have gone after and continue to businesses and corporations who undercut, who don't pay their employees, who don't cover insurance for them, and who treat people unfairly. And we have always treated fairness like that. I know that from talking to police chiefs and working with them, the core principle of community policing is about making sure that their communities feel safe. And I'll say this is secure communities, first adopted by Chief Ed Davis in Boston, adopted by Mayor Menino.
Thank you.
We understand it changes focus, and then it's not accomplishing its goal of secure communities.
Let me go to the Treasurer next.
So I'll tell you what's unfair. There's a fundamental difference between myself and the Attorney General on this issue of immigration on three key points. First, the Attorney General, when Secure Communities was announced, was 100% supportive of it. Secure Communities has made us less secure. More than 50% of the people who are deported don't have a criminal record. It is not a good thing. It has not worked. It's been unfair. And I give my friend Joe Curtatone, the mayor of Somerville, a lot of credit for having stepped up to the plate and having declared that. So the Attorney General and I are diametrically opposed on this issue. I think Secure Communities is wrong. Second, I believe that immigrants should have an opportunity to have driver's licenses. It is a public safety issue. If you don't have a driver's license and you drive, you're going to put people at risk, including yourself. You should have driver's ed. You should have driver testing. You should have insurance. Attorney General and I disagree on this one. I think immigrants, all immigrants, should be able to get driver's licenses. And third, I have always felt, since 2006 anyhow, when I stood with Marie St. Fleur and others on the issue of in-state tuition for all immigrants, that it was appropriate. If you have gotten through high school and gotten the right grade point average, you should do it.
The Attorney General
just let me finish. I believe the Attorney General now supports it, didn't used to support it. You know, frankly, Martha, you can't take one position when you're a law enforcement official and take another position when you're running for governor. That just does not work.
Has he mischaracterized briefly, because we are low on time?
Yeah, I think he has, because I'm sorry?
We'll get to Dr. Berwick. I'm just letting
her
respond.
David tells me to do. I'll be quick.
I'm letting you respond to.
And we'll give Don plenty of time. But look, I have taken positions based on where I believed we were at the time, that we were about to see. I hoped and hope still that we would see changes at the national level, the federal level, to make sure that we have the solution that makes sense for people. I've always supported the DREAM Act, the pathways for the DREAM Act. I have said, and I would hope that as we look at this, particularly with the lack of change in Washington, I've said I am open to looking at the driver's license issues. I think I am willing to say I have taken positions that I believe are fair to people who are here, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Thank you. Dr. Berwick, speaking to this, the issue of what needs to be done to make immigrant families feel that they're safe and part of the community.
Well, I want to run a campaign that's deeply rooted in values, and the value that applies here, someone once said to me, is there's no such thing as an illegal person. And it offends me that we even have to have this conversation. We're lacking proper federal leadership here, and as governor, I will fight really, really hard for national immigration reform. Meanwhile, back here, the Secure Communities Act is misnamed. It should be called Insecure Communities. The Trust Act is what matters. The sponsor of this Trust Act, Senator Jamie Eldridge, endorses my campaign. He's working harder on it than I am. I'm totally for that. Yes to driver's license, yes to English language learning, yes to in-state tuition. But fundamentally here, this is about inclusiveness. And I want to go all the way here, that people who live among us deserve to have access to a decent life and all the rights that we all enjoy.
Thank you, Dr. Berwick. We are just about out of time, so I'm going to ask one final question that I want each of you